All right, this is Boxing with the Truth, and I am the Truth. Today's January 1st, 2017, and today we have with us prospect Ryan Cowboy Karl. How you doing today, Ryan?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Having a great New Year's. Hope everything's going great with you.
No, it is great, and I appreciate you taking time out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're in camp right now for a big fight, right?
Oh, yeah. February 2nd.
So now you're fighting at junior welterweight. For some people that aren't aware, that's about 140 pounds. Your pro record's actually 13 wins, 9 by knockout, and you haven't been defeated yet as a pro, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're actually, like I mentioned, you are a prospect. You are only 24 years old, and you actually train out of Houston, Texas, at the Plex Gym. But you actually live in, how do you say it, Milano, Texas?
Yeah, Milano, Texas. That's exactly right. We live about 2.5 hours, I would say, northwest of Houston. And I drive in every other day, 3 days a week, to the gym to train with Danny Arnold, the Plex, and Ronnie Shields.
So that's some dedication. And there's actually only about a little over 400 people in your town, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a population boom. We're 428 people now. So we went up from, 401.
Now, let me go back a little bit. Now, you're actually a really good amateur as well. Some people might not be aware of that. You won quite a few awards, some bronze medals. What was your amateur record when you finished?
I believe I was 108-20 at 128 amateur fights.
Wow. So now you, like we said, you have a huge fight coming up. You're in camp right now. And you actually just got done fighting a couple months ago, an undefeated fighter. And you're actually stepping up to fight another undefeated fighter. A lot of fighters don't do that. Why are you doing that?
Well, we wanna make it to the top. Of course, we want to make our way towards the championship belt, and we figure this is the fastest way and the smartest way. Of course, Ronnie Shields is guiding us as far as our opponents and everything like that goes. Everything goes through him, and then it comes to me. And but we're wanting to step up. We're wanting to get to where we want to be a little bit faster. We're not wanting to take, I'd like to be a world champion at 26 years old.
So basically, you're the type of guy that will fight anybody. I've seen some of your fights. I mean, you come to fight. Obviously your nickname is the Cowboy. You actually are a genuine cowboy, correct?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, you don't want to just take the easy route and sit on your O for forever and just fight a bunch of nobodies. You actually want to earn the respect of saying that you are undefeated and that you actually beat pretty good quality guys.
Oh, of course, I want to be a world champion, I don't want to, it's a lot more stressful for me whenever, in the beginning of my career, when we would have opponents fall out after one another, and then I would end up with some terrible guy in there. And end up with some guy with a terrible record, and it was almost embarrassing to me, and I couldn't stand it. And I put competition in front of me, someone that people think is good or has a good record or whatever it may be, and it takes all the stress off of me. It's more relaxing to me, I don't really know how to explain it, but I want to be a world champion. I don't want to be some guy that's just out here fighting bombs.
Okay, well, listen, for the average fan that doesn't know who you are, I know you have been on TV a few times. A lot of people in the South know who you are, and more people every day are learning who Cowboy is. But take me back a little bit. How did you get involved in boxing?
Well, I was 11 years old when I started boxing. My brother wanted to box. My dad taught us how to fight when we were kids, how to defend ourselves pretty much as early as I can remember. My dad was teaching us how to fight, and but we had a boxing bag actually in the den of our house when we were little. But my brother wanted to box, and so my dad decided he was going to take us to boxing. It was about 70 miles one way to the gym. And so he started taking us, and I really fell in love with it. Ronnie, my brother, was 16 years old. He was very good at it. But being a 16-year-old starting boxing, he was much more involved in girls and other things. And me being 11 years old, I was just gung-ho about it. I loved it. And so we just really stuck in it and, made our way from there.
Okay. Now, I heard, I'm not exactly who said it on TV, but, a lot of people have different styles in boxing, and I heard somebody refer to your style as the cowboy style. Explain that to me.
Well, I'm rough and ready. I'm coming in here to win at any means necessary to get the job done. That's my goal is to win, to get the job done. And I think that's kind of what that means is I will fight any way I need to fight, boxing, brawling, rough and tough, whatever it is. There's no quit in me, and I'm coming to win to get the job done. I think that's kind of what that is.
Okay, now, are you considered a full-time boxer now, or do you actually have a career outside of boxing?
No, I'm nothing else. I'm a professional boxer. That's what I do for a living.
Okay. Now, give me something that you enjoy other than boxing, because I know sometimes, you have to have downtime, you got to spend time with the family. Give me an activity that has nothing to do with the sport.
Oh, of course, I love spending time with my family and everything we do. I'm a big hunter. I love to hunt. I love to coon hunt with blue tick hounds. Love to hog hunt. Love to deer hunt. Love to do any kind of hunt. Of course, riding, messing around, doing stuff, fixing stuff, fence work, whatever it is. I just like working around the house and doing things like that, taking care of things out here. And but probably my number one passion besides boxing, of course, would be hunting. And, of course, anything else horse-related or anything like that.
Now, do you have any superstitions or rituals or habits that you have to do before a fight?
I train hard. That's my biggest superstition. I train hard. If you don't train hard, it's not going to work out. I don't really have anything special. I don't wear any special socks. I don't do anything different. I have faith in my ability and my creator, and that's pretty much what I go off of.
Okay, and what does it mean to you to be called a professional boxer?
Well, it means a lot. I think it's a big thing to be called a professional boxer, and it gives you a pretty big title to uphold, to live by. You look at guys that are called professional boxers that are just coming for a paycheck, or that are just that are in it to be a world champion, or don't have that mindset. You have guys like Floyd Mayweather. That their whole lives, this is what they do. This is their job. They take care. They have great pride in what they do. So much as that they watch what they eat all the time, all year round. They're healthy. They do everything right. And I have great pride in being a professional boxer. I think it's a big title. I think a lot of people take it out of context sometimes, but a professional athlete. A lot of people think being a professional athlete is easy, and that you have everything easy, and it's extremely hard.
Okay, and for the fans that haven't seen you fight on TV yet, or actually haven't come out live to watch you fight, why should the boxing fans come out and watch you fight?
You are going to get an exciting fight either way, no matter the outcome. Like I said, I come to win. I come to get the job done, and I'm a fighter that likes to fight. I love to perform. I love to be in the ring. I love the action. I love the thrill, and I'm not saying that anything special, but I'm just saying that if you come watch me fight, you're going to leave having a good time.
Okay.
At least watch one good fight.
So now give me somebody that inspires you in your life, in and outside of the ring.
Oh, my father, by far. My father, my mother, and my father. But, come from nothing, very poor, make a living for himself, grew up the rough and tough way. He learned by he learned by doing things the hard way, and he had a very hard life, and he still is very successful in what he done, and the knowledge he's given me, and the strength he's given me, but the things he's overcame in his life, both my parents, and to where they are now. There's no other role model that gets close to them.
Okay. So with all these new boxing movies coming out over the last couple of years, which was your favorite boxing movie?
My favorite boxing movie? I just watched Hands of Stone. I really liked that one. It's probably my favorite, I'd have to say. I really enjoyed that movie.
And that's based on Roberto Duran, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And have you watched any of his fights?
Yeah, I have. He's one of the greatest pressure fighters, and he's when he's coming inside, he's rolling. He's tough to get a beat on. He was great at what he did. At his style, he was a great fighter. One of the greatest at his style.
So tell me something that your boxing fans don't know about you.
they don't know about me. I'm not sure. Let's see. I love my family. I'm a Christian. I love my family. I love to hunt. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if something that they wouldn't know about me or that they should or shouldn't know about me. Nothing real outrageous, I guess.
So basically, then you're a pretty open book. You're a pretty social guy with your fans, then.
Very social.
All right. Well, I want to jump ahead and I want to promote your fight. Like we mentioned in the beginning, you are going to be facing an undefeated fighter. This is the second time in a row now. It's going to be February 2nd, 2017. You are facing a very tough opponent, Eddie Ramirez, who's actually 15-0 with 10 knockouts. It will be on Fox Sports 1, Premier Boxing Champions. The main event is actually Sammy Vasquez against Luis Cazalo. How do you say his name?
Colazo.
So I mean that's
Colazo.
An excellent fight right there. And I mean someday if you step up to welterweight, I mean you could possibly be facing Sammy Vasquez.
Oh yeah.
But I mean now, are you the opening bout on that card?
Yeah. As far as I can read, the way it is I'm the opening fight of the night, a 10-rounder versus Eddie Ramirez, and then the co-main event is going to be Yordanas Yuga fighting. Can't remember that guy's name. If I did, I probably couldn't pronounce it anyways. And then the main event is going to be Sammy Vasquez and Luis Colazo.
And just for people that don't pay attention and think all fights are on Friday and Saturday night, it actually is a Thursday night, and the show starts 8 p.m. Eastern time. So what do you know about your opponent?
Eddie is a very tough guy. He's coming to win. He has some amateur background. He's a big junior welterweight. He's a good-sized junior welterweight. A lot of determination. Yeah, he's a pretty good body puncher, I would say. Of course, he's very active, throws a lot of punches. I think it should be a pretty good fight.
And what do you think in your mind you're going to have to do basically decisively to win this fight?
I think I'm really better in every way. I think that I'm going to be too strong for him, I think. I think I have too good a boxing skill. I think I have just as much determination or more. I think I'm, as good of a body puncher as he is. I maybe don't focus on it as much as he does probably every fight. But I think that I'm very, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a very good fighter in everything he does. And so, but I think that I'm just going to be a little bit too strong for him. Okay.
So I wanna switch back real quick to the way you train and the way you were brought up and things like that. If a kid came into the gym tomorrow and wanted to become a boxer, like you said, you started at 11, what type of advice would you give him?
The hardest thing about boxing is not taking care of yourself. Is the hardest thing. Is not eating right, setting yourself up for failure. The fact that whenever you don't do something, you're cheating yourself. You're not cheating anybody else. You're not helping anybody else or hurting anybody else. Whenever you don't do your workouts and when you don't eat correct, all you're doing is it's going to directly affect you, just like in life as an adult. The same thing. And so my number one advice would be to always eat right and train hard. Because, like I said, the worst thing that can happen to you in a boxing ring is to get tired and to not be prepared. That's how people get hurt. And so, that's,
Okay, now,
what I think.
Now, like you mentioned, you have Ronnie Shields as your trainer, and does your dad still train you as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my dad was always my number one trainer as far as the amateurs and everything goes like that. We made a decision to turn pro. We turned pro with Ronnie Shields. And him and Ronnie Shields and my father, they work very closely together. But I'm definitely trained by both of them, really. And, of course, and then Creek Fountain and Troy Browning.
Okay, and you're also signed by Al Heyman.
Yes, sir.
So we know in the scheme of things, anybody that's familiar with boxing, a lot of people call out or think certain people should fight certain people and things like that. But we know that, the promoters and the matchmakers and, the trainers and all that stuff put the fights together, not necessarily the fighters. And you guys kind of fight who I mean, it's nice that you want to fight certain fighters or that you would like to, but that doesn't always happen. So I want to bring up a name, and I don't know how familiar you are with him. I don't know how much tape you've seen him. I don't even know if you've actually seen this guy fight before. But apparently he's watching you fight, and he's keeping you pretty close to the vest, and apparently you're top on his list. So I want to hear what you have to say about some things that he's said. And I actually spoke with him yesterday after I told him I was interviewing you, and he gave me a statement as well. So I'm going to read that for you too and see if you got any type of response to that. But the person I'm talking about is actually for the boxing fans out there. He's been on TV quite a bit as well. Malik Iceman Hawkins. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, we talked about him the other day.
So basically, how this all got started, brought up, is that he was even aware of you. Was on November 10th, he was doing a live Facebook video. A lot of people are aware what that is. He was talking to some of the CBS Sports Network crew, and they asked him, a question in an interview who was on his radar. And, he asked if he could throw out the name, and his team said, go ahead and throw it out. And he said, Cowboy Karl. Cowboy Karl, he said, is on my radar. And they said, why him? And he said, because I'm better than him. So do you have a response to that?
Well, first of all, of course, it's very flattering to have somebody think that beating me would better their career. And so that's always nice to, really, and honestly, it's flattering. And, I don't really know a lot about Mike Hawkins, to be honest with you. I've heard a little bit about this, and that's the only reason I know who he is. I think he fought on CBS Sports. But, he might be a great fighter, I don't know. But as far as everything goes, the team tells me, they give me names on who they want me to fight. I have yet to turn anybody down. And as you can see, I'm fighting a 15-0 guy. After I fought an 11-0 guy, I don't turn people down. And if his name ever came across my table, or across, from my trainer, I'd be more than happy to fight him. But, of course, we're trying to campaign at junior welterweight. As far as I know, he's campaigning at 147 pounds. But if he would love to come down, either way, it doesn't really matter to me, But as far as if someone's going to bring it up, we're trying to get down to 140 pounds to get ready to try and fight for our junior welterweight title. Okay. But,
so I just want to read the statement real quick that he gave me yesterday. He just said he's a good, and he's talking about you when he says this. He said, he is a good fighter. He said, I just feel that he isn't on my level. I would like to fight him down the line. 2 undefeated fighters going at it. That is a fight that will sell. And that's exactly the way he left it. So, I mean, he's being honest. There's no real disrespect there, except for, a lot of fighters don't think each other's on each other's levels. That's really not a big deal. But he was pretty respectful in the rest of the statement, I thought.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's nothing like that. Like, boxing is a business. And, if it makes money, it makes sense. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. And so that's probably the biggest thing I know about boxing right now alone. And as far as boxing business goes. But like I said, I have no issue with taking fights with guys like him. I believe he's 10-0. It doesn't. Later on down the line, we get to the spot where we can fight each other and make some good money. I would love to fight him. No hesitation about it.
Okay. Well, once again, I want to promote your fight one more time so people will definitely tune in. The boxing fans out there, if you guys are not familiar with prospect Brian Cowboy Karl, definitely get familiar with this guy. He's going to be around for a while. He is only 24 years old. He definitely comes to fight. Like he said, no matter how he does it, he tries to get the win. He gives you an exciting fight. I've watched several of his fights. That's how I became a fan of his myself, by watching him. He's a very explosive fighter, and he will definitely give you your money's worth. Once again, February 2nd, 2017, he will be facing off against Eddie Ramirez. 15-0 with 10 knockouts. Like I said earlier, Ryan is 13-0 with 9 knockouts. They'll be fighting on Fox Sports 1 Premier Boxing Champions. So definitely, and that's just one exciting fight on the card. Like we mentioned before, another prospect is Sammy Vasquez. He always comes to fight and gives a good show. So anybody that tunes in to this program is definitely going to get an exciting night of fights. Anything you'd like to say to your fans or your family out there before we end, Ryan?
You can follow me at CowboyCarl1 on Instagram and on Twitter at CowboyCarl1 as well. My fan page on Facebook, Ryan Cowboy Karl. Keep God first, and that's pretty much it.
All right, and the truth has spoken.